I enjoy bringing you all the latest gay news on this channel, or at least I try and bring you the best news. I also try and keep politics off this channel because we don't need that in our lives. We all know what's going on in the world, so I don't need to remind you constantly about what's happening. And it's also not always easy to find entertaining gay news for me to share with you, but I do try my best, and I hope that my news that I bring you is entertaining. Before we get into the video, I just want to give a special shout out to my channel members for supporting my channel. Thank you so much for not just watching, but for supporting my channel all these months and years that you've been supporting. With that being said, let's head over towards the rainbow and follow the yellow brick road to see what's new and happening in the rainbow world of entertainment.
I'm here to bring you news to make your day. Entertainment news that is really gay.
There is some guy passed out in our bathtub.
Hey, buddy, party's over.
I think he's dead.
15 years after it first appeared online, Where the Bears Are is once again finding viewers who appreciate mystery stories served with equal parts comedy and camaraderie.
Nelson and I are so happy you made it out from Kansas City for our wedding shower.
We couldn't imagine being anywhere else, Ted.
Premiering in 2012, the independent web series quickly became a cult success by centering on characters almost entirely absent from mainstream TV at the time. Middle-aged gay men whose lives did not revolve around youth culture or tragedy, but instead around friendship, bad decisions, and unexpectedly frequent murder investigations. Each season unfolds like a classic whodunit wrapped inside a sitcom about aging, dating, and navigating community politics. The humor is knowingly camp without becoming parody, and the mysteries are sincere enough to keep audiences guessing. For longtime fans, it is a nostalgic reunion. For newcomers, it feels like discovering a hidden TV time capsule that still understands the value of chosen family.
You'll never grow old, Michael, and you'll never die.
Be one of us.
Few films carry as much unintentional homoerotic electricity as 1987's The Lost Boys, and Broadway is finally leaning into that energy with a musical adaptation that promises leather jackets, glam rock excess, and emotional sincerity beneath the fangs.
This song sort of serves as a prayer, a benediction for our audience and for the characters, and it's called If We Make It Through the Night.
The stage version keeps the essential story intact. After a difficult divorce, a mother relocates her son to Santa Carla, a sun-bleached California town hiding a nocturnal secret. Teenager Michael falls under the influence of David, a dangerously charismatic leader of a vampire gang. The big difference between the 1987 film and the Broadway adaptation is instead of roaming bikers, the vampires are reimagined as a glam rock band whose concerts double as hunting grounds. Previews begin on March 27th at Broadway's historic Palace Theatre, a venue known for spectacle-driven productions. Producers describe the show as a story about family loyalty disguised as supernatural adventure. If the musical successfully balances sincerity and spectacle, audiences may discover that vampires and show tunes have always belonged together.
Tell me about yourself, Vicente.
What do you want to know?
The Spanish drama Maspalomas arrives at its Australian premiere as part of the 2026 Europa Film Festival, and it's arriving with a deceptively simple premise that turns into something quietly radical. The film follows Vicente, a 76-year-old man who embraces his sexuality later in life and builds a joyful existence in the resort town of Maspalomas. After suffering a stroke and being in a coma, he finds himself back in his conservative hometown and put into assisted care by his estranged daughter. Rather than framing aging as a decline, the film treats later life as another complicated chapter filled with longing, humor, and stubborn resilience. Vicente refuses to disappear politely into the background. He flirts, argues, remembers past lovers, and struggles against relatives who believe comfort should replace autonomy. What resonates most strongly is the film's insistence that desire doesn't expire. Festival audiences noted how refreshing it felt to see older characters treated as complicated adults rather than moral lessons. Viewers of any age can connect with Vicente's fight for dignity. Younger audiences recognize fears about identity and belonging, while older viewers may see their own future anxieties reflect honestly on screen. The result is a film that quietly expands empathy while reminding audiences that reinvention never belongs exclusively to the young, but rather the young at heart.
Just go away.
Are you afraid I won't like your small dick?
God, you're annoying today.
Actor Noah Jupe has reached the curious career moment when audiences suddenly realize the child performer they remember has become a fully formed adult artist. And you can see this based in Perfect magazine's issue 10 photoshoot, which marks a visual turning point for the actor. Styled with androgynous tailoring, dramatic lighting and intimate framing, the images explore vulnerability without overt provocation. Masculinity appears softened rather than rejected. The result of the photoshoot feels intentionally fluid. Rather than presenting a definitive statement about identity, the shoot invites interpretation, and sexuality becomes atmosphere rather than announcement.
You didn't text me good morning. Now I'm low on energy. Feed me with your message, baby. One message, and I'm yours again.
Why search for a boyfriend on Grindr when the algorithm already agrees with you? AI companion platforms such as Spotify AI are rapidly changing how people experience connection.
In China, more and more young people are opting for so-called AI boyfriends. Why? Well, here's Sophia Petitza to explain.
These apps allow users to design conversational partners with specific personalities, appearances, and emotional responses. For gay men who feel excluded from dating spaces or exhausted by rejection cycles, the appeal is obvious. An AI companion responds instantly, listens endlessly, and never ghosts you no matter what. However, convenience like this also introduce risks. AI partners are engineered to please. They rarely challenge assumptions or demand emotional accountability. Over time, that predictability can reshape expectations of intimacy itself. Real people disagree, misunderstand, and require compromise. An algorithm, on the other hand, is designed around affirmation and cannot replicate those necessary frictions. There is also the quieter danger of substitution. When companionship becomes endlessly customizable, the temptation grows to avoid vulnerability required for genuine relationships. And that's when loneliness may temporarily fade while isolation quietly deepens. Technology can definitely open doors, but it should not become the only room someone lives in.
An AI boyfriend can be online 24/7, solve your problems and listen to your worries.
Happy Devout release day, y'all! There's my publisher too. So excited. I hope you guys enjoy this.
Singer David Archuleta has long occupied an unusual space in pop culture. Rising to fame as a teenager during the peak years of TV singing competitions, he was celebrated for his sincerity and vocal clarity at a time when celebrities often rewarded spectacle. His memoir, Devout, reveals the personal cost of maintaining that image while privately struggled to reconcile faith, sexuality, and public expectation. The book chronicles his upbringing within a strict religious environment and the emotional conflict created by trying to honor belief systems that reject essential parts of his identity. Archuleta discussed periods of profound depression and confusion with striking candor, describing how silence and shame can become internalized long before anyone notices the stress from outside.
I would revert back to being a child and being afraid like I was as a kid. I'm like, why is this happening?
You might also want to check out my smaller channels. I've got a channel where I show you what it's like to live in a tropical jungle where we live, as well as a gaming channel that's not just about gaming, but also about comedy. So you might want to check that one out. Hi, I'm here to do a video about the settlement and...
Oh geez, you're not wearing any clothes. That's not, normal.
I'll put a link to that in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up and a subscription would be nice. It is the easiest way to support a creator on YouTube, and that way I know that the videos that I create for you resonates with you. Also, you might want to check out some of the other great videos on my channel. You don't have to, but if you want to. I also have Patreon, where you'll find stuff that you won't find on YouTube. Like behind, not behind the scenes, but extended cuts of videos and not safe for work videos that I make. Not of myself, but of the videos that I make for YouTube. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.